Welcome to Mighty Married Moms. Join us at our kitchen table twice a week as the Mighty Married Moms, Debbie, Linda, Wendy,
invite spectacular guests to weigh in on staying sexy, vibrant, and healthy,
building marriages with soul-satisfying connection, raising happy, healthy, successful kids. Conversations with Mighty Married Moms will bring you closer to the life you really want. Episode 86.
Hi, and welcome to Mighty Married Moms. I'm Linda from All Well Breaks Loose.
And I'm Wendy from connectagain.org.
And I'm Debbie Owen from youcanraisegreatkids.com.
And we're here today talking to you about an unbelievable conversation that we had
so inspiring.
with Lisa Lieberman Wang of Fine to Fab. That's finetofab.com. And wow, really.
She went deep.
She went deep.
She bared it all, or
She
a
did.
lot of it anyway. She said there was more, that she was protecting some other people from going even deeper, but really some amazing stuff.
She's had an amazing journey.
Yes.
She has had an amazing journey, has accomplished amazing things, and grew up with some obstacles that many people would
Have
potentially
drowned
let
under.
them derail her, derail them from an eating disorder,
Emotional
negative
abuse.
parent, relationship, emotional abuse, just really amazing. And what she's done with that and how far she's taken that, and, taking the lead for herself and working with Tony Robbins and many other mentors that she's had in her life to really figure out how to change all that and create an extraordinary life, which she has absolutely done.
Yeah.
Not only that, but sharing it with other people and giving, and, her work with women, I can just imagine the results that people are getting working with her and just having them be lit up from within,
Yeah.
with her experience. She's so genuine and authentic.
Yeah. I mean, I
A
really
compelling woman.
felt transformed just from our conversation with her. So if you haven't listened, if this is what first thing you've listened to, and just first time you've heard us mentioning Lisa, you should definitely go and listen to the episode where we interviewed her, because it's really worth listening to. It's
Totally.
very
Well, let's
inspiring.
pull out a couple of things.
Yeah.
So one of the things that she talked about was eventually, over time, she figured out what was wrong with her, and that was that she had the emotional abuse, that she had all of these stresses in her life that caused her to get sick, and that also caused her to do self-inflicted harm. The problem was she didn't know how to stop. And that says so much to me, and I'm sure that there are some people in our audience right now who either themselves or in their family, with a family member, are dealing with that.
Yeah.
They have somebody who actually, you get to a point where you know what the problem is,
Right.
but you don't know how to stop
don't know
the
how to get-
behavior. You don't know how to
exactly.
get beyond that.
Well, or you think you know what the problem is in a sense. So Lisa, in search of basically just a synopsis of and searching for love from her father, who never said he loved her
Until she was in the hospital.
Until she was in the hospital, right? So
she made a weird connection.
She made a connection that if I am sick, he will tell me he loves me. I'll get the love that I need. And so she physically manifested her story that had been created through this, abusive relationship and all that. She physically manifested it into this illness, into being bulimic. So that's like sort of, you go, okay, we know what the problem is, but really the problem, right, we know is deeper rooted than that.
Right,
and it's the stories that we tell ourselves and how we decide. I mean, I have a father too who never said, I love you. He never said, I'm proud of you. He really never talked to me. And I know I grew up feeling that I am not worthy. He doesn't like me. My father doesn't like me. I really felt that. I never said it out loud, and I never told my mother, but
Did you say it in your head?
oh yeah.
You did. So it's not like it was an unconscious thing. It was very conscious.
It was pretty conscious. I really felt that. And when I got older, I decided, because I, would complain when I would talk about him, I would say these things, right? And it made me sad. And I thought, when I got older, when I was in college, I thought, you know what? It's my responsibility to tell him how I feel. And I was old enough and responsible enough and smart enough to not, yell at him and say, you never said, and you're not, I didn't do any of that. I told him how much I loved him and what a wonderful father he was and all the things I appreciated. He was consistently there. He made me feel secure. There were a lot of great things. And I said, you know what? I've never told you that.
Wow. Good
but
for you, Linda.
I need you to know that I need you to tell me that you love me, because I don't know it unless you tell me.
Yeah.
And that you're proud of me. And he cried. I mean, he felt really bad. And he said, I had no idea.
Yeah.
You know, so there's an example, and Lisa's father too, talking with her further, he didn't know. He didn't really know that what the effect of what he was doing. He was just trying to teach her how to be a good person in his mind, right? So the story is different, and it comes from his experience, and my father's comes from his experience. His parents never paid any attention to him. They didn't go to any basketball games. He was the star basketball player, you know. Really? So he's repeating the pattern because it became his story, and his story never changed.
This is how you raise children. You ignore them.
Right. And for a man of his generation, right, because I'm in my 50s, so clearly my dad, you know, that generation, he felt like, well, I'm providing and I'm putting food on the table and I'm here, I'm not doing anything bad, you know, so he's feeling like he's fulfilling his role. But my story became, I made the story, my father doesn't like me, which is absolutely not true.
Right,
and even when he died, at his funeral, very transformative experience for me. All of his friends who I'd never met, because he didn't really intermingle the friends with the family that much, or his VFW friends, they all came through and they told me all kinds of things about me growing up. Oh, you're the daughter who did da-da-da-da-da, and this and that, and I thought,
really? He noticed that?
yeah. And here my story had been
about you
my whole life that he didn't like me, and then living with the I'm not worthy. And so, and that's really where Lisa's work comes from, because when I feel I'm not worthy, whether it's related to my dad or anything else, it shows up in many areas of your life, right? And you make your choices based on that, and you create habits around it, because your brain is, as we've learned, I think on I don't know how many podcasts, right? Where your brain's trained for negativity because it's trained to protect you.
Right.
So you're creating these self-sabotaging habits in your life. You don't even know you're doing it to protect yourself and go back into that safe place that goes, oh yeah, I'm unworthy, so I won't go out and do that.
I won't venture forth because I could get hurt, or it could be dangerous.
Right.
And the world was a dangerous place when our brains were formed in that primitive space. It was, you know, we did have to use a lot of self-protection, but the world, it's kind of cushy now.
Yeah.
And we're not quite as in need of that much self-protection.
And I think the key point from your story, Linda, and from at least that part of Lisa's story, is the stories that we tell ourselves only have the meaning that we decide to give to them.
Right.
And that's the key. And we can make a choice about what meaning we give to those stories. We don't have to just accept the negative story. Or we can change the story. You know, like you did with your dad.
Right.
You went and told him, this is the story I have about our relationship. Is it true?
Yeah. Right. Is that how you visualize it, or how you see it?
What's your perception of
how close we are?
What meaning do you give our relationship?
Exactly.
And what kind of a cool question is that to ask somebody, you know, your spouse, or your, you know, or your parent, or even your child as they're getting older? What kind of meaning do you have for our relationship? What does it mean to you? What can I do to let you know how much I love you?
Right.
What can I do to make this a better relationship for both of us?
Right.
You know, that's a great question to ask people.
Totally great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, for my dad, he still wasn't really able to talk to me or engage too much, but my parents would call me every weekend, and my mother would do all the talking. It's always happened, and you could hear my dad breathing, but he didn't say anything. He was on the phone listening, but at the very end, he would say, I love you.
Yeah.
He did it.
From that day forward.
From that day forward.
Yeah.
Wow.
Must have been really hard for him for some reason.
Very hard. Very hard for him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So
good for you too.
So yeah. So
but you were clearly important enough for him to get over his discomfort.
Yeah.
Yes.
And to put it out there, it was important, and he knew.
Yeah.
So
Tell the people you love that you love them.
That's right.
Yeah. And if you have a story like that about
I think
someone,
there's a James Taylor song with that.
That's true.
Yeah. Shower the people you love.
That's
with love.
right.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So anyway, it's really empowering to go to someone or change that story that you have that's not a story that serves you. And that's really what Lisa's work is all about in Fine to Fab, because she said, people would say, how are you? Fine. I'm fine.
And what does that stand for?
It stands for effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
Yeah. I'm fine.
Effed up.
Fine.
Insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
How about you? How are you doing?
Right, yeah. How you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. Right.
Wendy
Doesn't everybody
Williams.
say
How you
that?
doing? Right.
Everybody said, oh, fine. I'm fine.
Right.
And
No, you're not.
But inside,
right. So Fine to Fab. fabulous, awesome, and beautiful, right? So I really love the acronyms. I
FAB.
think. Yeah.
Oh, duh. I just got that.
Yeah, so they're great acronyms, and they're so right on with who says when you say, "How you doing?" "I'm fabulous." People don't say that.
I know a couple of
I'm
people,
good.
actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I do know a couple of people. Just
Yeah.
literally, I can count on one hand.
Yeah.
Who say, "Hey, I'm great. I'm awesome. I'm tremendous."
And have an unbelievable day. Yeah.
Right. So they're trying to retrain their brains.
And
which is good.
Which is true. I was just going to say,
should
if you
learn
do
from
that, if you go throughout the day and you do that, it's really fun to do that as an exercise, because really most of us are conditioned to say, fine or good, I'm good. But if you
Totally
say,
ungrammatically correct.
exactly, I know. I always think that too. You're not good. But, if you say, I'm doing unbelievable, or I'm fabulous, I feel amazing today, just say it.
See it. See what kind of reaction
You know what?
you
People
get.
go, really? Like,
Yeah.
wow, what's going on? You know,
that's
and they
right,
get
yeah.
excited, and the whole energy
Changes.
shifts.
Everybody lifts
for
up.
you,
Yeah.
for them, for everybody around you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. And there's so much negativity out there. Let's just all lift these boats, shall we?
Seriously.
Right?
Absolutely.
Lift the boats. I like that.
We need to just, whatever we can do to pour in some positivity in the world, really, because it can be a slog.
Yeah.
It can be a slog.
Well, as Lisa says, how you show up anywhere is how you show up everywhere.
Everywhere.
And
how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Right. So any moment in your life that you can change that, it has a ripple effect, and you can have a ripple effect on other people as well. If you go out there and you show up in this energetic, positive way, everyone around you starts showing up in an energetic and positive way. And the people who don't show up that way maybe need to drift in another direction from your life.
Yeah,
really,
you
right?
really want to surround yourself with people who will lift you up, not people who will bring you down.
Right.
Now, sometimes if they're in your family, you got to work on them a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
You maybe can bring them along with you. as
With your own
opposed to-
positivity. Because I was going to say, you can't really change them.
No.
Right, and that's not somebody who has a specific problem at one point in time. This is somebody who's
Yeah.
chronically bringing you down, and you may be entertaining that friendship or keeping them in your life because you're self-sabotaging. It's easier for you to be in that situation and be pulled down than it is to say, you know what?
Or you're just being loyal. You
Yeah.
know, and there's something to be said for being
The loyal mean girl inside of you that,
Oh, that
says,
mean girl,
"I
she's
can't-
coming back.
I can't tell my friend, you know what? You gotta do something about it. Instead of just kind of keep listening. I mean, I definitely was in that mode for a little while in my life too, as a young woman. I liked being the confidant. It made me feel good about myself. It made me feel important and
significant.
Significant. Yeah, those 6 human
But it
needs.
wasn't being important and significant. And it wasn't really helping by not challenging them to take, do something about their situation instead of just listening and going, that's. And then you feel like you want to empathize, right? And then you want to, say,
feeding in.
me too.
Right,
You
yeah.
kind of just
It's shrinks. It's
shrink
contracting.
right down. Yeah,
As opposed to expanding.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Lisa's program, 7 Secrets from Find to Fab, is really an incredible program, and she said to all of our listeners that she would do a free consultation. You can set up a free consultation with her
Great.
and learn about what she does. We'll put all the information in our show notes so you can find her. You can go to findtofab.com and certainly find her there. It'll give you all the information there. But it's definitely worth having a conversation with her. She's an extraordinary woman, and she's done really extraordinary things and overcome major obstacles
And challenges, definitely.
Yeah.
So
She was great. She was great.
Great, good. Well, we are out of time, unfortunately. So
does that
there's a lot
happen?
more
I
that we
don't
could
know.
talk about, but this is good.
Yeah, we could go on all day really about Lisa's program
Yeah.
and what she does, and she's amazing. I also know her as a businesswoman too, so she's an extraordinary businesswoman, and she's, as Wendy said earlier, she's very loving and giving, and she's very genuine about, she wants to help people, and I think
help women.
when you listen to her talk with us, you're going to know she's fully capable of doing it. She's really spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely look into it. Definitely go to findafab.com and find her, find out about the program, get a free consultation. It's free, always worth the conversation.
Yeah.
And thanks for being with us today on Mighty Married Moms. Again, I'm Linda from All Well Breaks Loose.
Wendy Williams from connectagain.org.
And Debbie Owen from youcanraisegreatkids.com.
So please go to iTunes, give us a rating and review. We would so appreciate it. Tell all your friends, because we've got many, many, many guests on our show.
Unbelievable.
That have incredible things to say, incredible things to learn from, and we really want to provide that for you. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and have a fabulous day.
Take care.
That's
Bye.
great.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Mighty Married Moms. Tune in twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays to meet fascinating and inspiring guests who will help you create the life you've always wanted.
You can find these episodes and special gifts just for you at mightymarriedmoms.com, as well as a link to our Facebook community,
where we continue the conversation around the kitchen table. Please also help share the love by leaving a review on iTunes. We'll see you next time.